Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Friday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Aaron Surrey here on this relatively dreary Saturday evening here across Tallahassee with those clouds along here in the sky. Right now, currently 63 degrees under a few showers right now. Winds are calm, but again, might need to take that umbrella out with you if you're heading out the door right now. Current feels like temperatures actually aren't too bad right now. They are sitting in the low to mid 60s across much of the area. It might be a little bit cool as you make your way over towards southwest Georgia and into Alabama, where they're sitting right now in the upper 50s. And again, right now we're currently seeing some showers across the area with those light to perhaps like a couple moderate pockets of showers moving across the area. And this will kind of be the story over the next 24 hours or so as we have an incoming front right now. It's going to bring us some of our relatively not great weather this weekend, so we'll have to watch out for that. Of course, and we'll cover it all here on FSU Weather. But again, our weather's been pleasant, but how will this change over the weekend? What is a river, and specifically what is an atmospheric river? And another atmospheric river approaching Central California. So what is in their forecast? All that and more on FSU Weather.
Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple.
And I'm student meteorologist Aaron Surrey. And here we're about to open up a great show for you tonight.
Yeah, we have lots to talk about. We're seeing some changing weather in our forecast and in a bunch of different cities across the country. So a jam-packed show tonight for sure.
That's right. And of course, we're talking rain here. We're also talking rain out on the West Coast with what's called atmospheric river there. So we'll have to actually talk more about on that on tap, and also what's going to happen tomorrow across our weather.
Yeah, so we'll see those showers move into the area, but then we'll see a cool down at the beginning of the week, but then just to bring back up to our normal, what seems like average temperatures for the rest of the week. But we'll talk about that more into the show.
That's right. And personally, I'm more of actually a fan of that cooler weather coming tomorrow. How about you, Elizabeth?
Oh, for sure. I definitely prefer this type of weather, especially when the sun is out just right, so you get just the perfect amount of warmth, but there's still that chill in the air. Definitely prefer that over 90 degrees. It feels like 110.
That's right. Only problem though is, of course, when you have that pollen in the forecast. That's the only thing I know that's kind of ramping up here recently.
Yeah, for sure. But fortunately, some of that rain will get to wash that away as we look into the area right now. Across the area, we're seeing generally dreary conditions as we see those showers move across the area. We see those clouds in the sky, but generally in the low to mid 60s for our cities in the Big Bend area. So here are those current temperatures again. It's 63 in Tallahassee, 61 in Thomasville, 57 in Donaldsonville, and 62 in Apalachicola right now. So generally it feels nice outside, but it's pretty humid as well because we'll see those showers move into the area. So we'll see our dew points close to our real temperature, and so that's what is going to make the air feel nice and heavy outside. But fortunately, we'll see those showers bring in some drier air behind them. So here is the current radar right now. A few light showers in the area, but we have relatively dry air near the surface, so that is really going to fizzle out a lot of heavy rain, at least for the local Tallahassee area. So when we look into the future, we'll see those showers move through the area through the day on Saturday, and then by Saturday evening, those will be gone, but those clouds will linger on as we head into the rest of the day on Sunday. But Sunday does look dry as far as rain goes, fortunately, and because we're not seeing much heavy rain here, we'll sit generally into the half an inch range here, and then down by the coast and more into central Florida, we'll see more pockets of heavier rain, which we'll talk about in our next segment here. So if you're heading out tonight, might be a nice night to stay inside, or if you do really want to go out, just bring an umbrella or a rain jacket, because we'll see those showers move into the area for the rest of the day, and our temperatures will stay in the mid to upper 50s, so pretty cool and wet outside. So again, might be a nice night to stay inside, and as well as tomorrow might not be a great day to head to the trails. It'll be raining all day and generally pretty cool, so we'll have to worry about slippery surfaces as you head walking out tomorrow, but our highs will be in the low 60s. But as we head into Sunday, dog walk forecast does look fine as far as rain goes. It will be a little chilly For the rest of the day, our highs will only reach in the mid-50s, and then at 8 a.m. it'll be 43 outside for then. But for the rest of the week, we'll see that rain move through the area on Saturday. Sunday night, it'll bring a nice chilly day, high of 58, and then we'll see a general warm-up as we head into the rest of the week. But no other rain to discuss at all, and we do see some lows in our lows in the 30s as you head into the rest of the week as well. But also it'll be a nice night to it'll be a nice week to get out after that rain leaves our area. So Josh, I know we're getting rain across the rest of the state, right?
Oh, for sure. And we're going to be saying goodbye to the high and regain the cold shoulder. So as you see across the rest of the state right now, right now we are seeing just clouds is the commonality throughout the entire state. And we're seeing temperatures in the 70s throughout Orlando, West Palm, and Fort Myers. It's very nice to go outside and enjoy a walk tonight before the rain comes in, going into tomorrow and Sunday. Currently across the rest of the state, we are seeing 60s in the Panhandle, working our way down to the mid to upper 70s in South Florida. And we're seeing cloudy conditions all throughout, although some areas are getting sun. Currently, we are seeing dew points in the 50s throughout most of the state, although we do have a drier spot over in the central northern part of our region. But overall, it is feeling very moist outside. So if you are going out on that walk, as I mentioned, just be prepared to have some water, and it will feel a bit muggy, but not super uncomfortable, if I do say so myself. Now, we do have that rain that is going to be working its way in. It's going to be lighter right now, but as you see that cold front push through into the rest of the peninsula, we're going to see heavier bands and stronger showers working its way, especially into South Florida and Central Florida as well. And as you see, Friday, we're going to see heavier bands working its way in Saturday afternoon, going into Tampa, and then we'll definitely see it also working its way Sunday afternoon into Fort Myers, Miami, along I-75. So if you're planning to go south for the weekend, just make sure to drive slower and proceed with caution, especially on the highways. We'll see most of the rainfall accumulate in the Tampa Bay, Pinellas County area, but also going into Collier County as well and working its way northeastward. So make sure that in those areas, it's not going to be too bad, but it will be a lot heavier if you're going southward. And then, as you see, we'll see that cold front push in, and we'll see it'll get a lot cooler as we go through the day Saturday, and then we'll also start to see a very good defined cold front working its way through Saturday afternoon. The rain will be in Orlando around 4:45 tomorrow, and also Tampa as well. And then Sunday, it'll be clearing out of Orlando, but making its way into South Florida as well. So as soon as we see that, as soon as Monday comes, it'll be nice, and it'll feel a lot better than what we've been seeing this weekend overall. And we'll be ready to see some nice, better conditions. Saturday and Sunday will be the main story for rain will be in the main part of our weekend, but Monday it'll lighten up in West Palm. Orlando, it's going to be nice and beautiful on Monday, but Saturday and Sunday, again, we're just going to be seeing that rain. And finally, Fort Myers is just going to be feeling just absolutely soggy throughout the weekend, but Monday will be absolutely good and beautiful to go back out to the beach. Now, Aaron, what's going on throughout the rest of the Southeast?
Well, Josh, throughout the Southeast, we have a little bit of different story here, but actually, that looks really nice here. 63 degrees here in Panama City Beach, Florida. So it actually looks like a really great beach day on Monday, but kind of bringing things back over to the Southeast here. Our cameras show pretty much cloudiness if you're heading anywhere really Alabama, into much of Florida, but into North Carolina and Tennessee and into Louisiana, they're staying high and dry here with the sun there bright there in the sky before sunset here. So really nice conditions across much of the Southeast, mostly staying in the upper 50s into the 60s across much of the area right now. Again, across much of the area, we have temperatures in the 60s across much, or especially Montgomery, Atlanta, and into the Carolinas. Definitely if you want to play spot the cold front here, you can actually see quite the gradient coming up right here. And you can basically cut the entire state of almost say state of Nashville here, state of Tennessee in half here near Nashville, with the blues off to the northwest and the warmer temperatures off to the south and east. And you can also play spot the cold front too here on our dew point map with those more relatively muggier dew points here across the south. And this is basically the amount of water that the atmosphere can hold here is what the dew point measures here. So drier behind the front, more humid ahead of the front. So it's kind of what the pattern we tend to look for here. And our upper level water vapor here, we have plenty of moisture out ahead of it, especially in the higher levels in the atmosphere here. That's why we have the cloudiness, the rain coming into the area too, just out ahead of this next system. We have a lot of what's called instability that's going to help to bring and produce a lot of these showers and storms over the next several days or so, especially here, Tallahassee off towards the south here. But right now, that general line or broken line kind of extends off from about the Texas Gulf Coast here along and over into the Atlantic Ocean here. But we also have a couple areas noted earlier, a couple potentially of severe weather going on here across Arkansas. Actually, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a particular supercell there in just southwest or southeast of Little Rock. So over the next few hours or so, we should expect those temperatures, or I should say the clouds and the rain, to kind of come in and out in waves here across Tallahassee until it kind of all slides off to the south here by the time we get into our Sunday. So weekend's going to be kind of broken up a little bit. So Saturday might not be such a great day, but Sunday, all the sun you want there out in the sky. So Sunday looks like the day to be outside. Over the next several hours or so into the next couple days with those temperatures, we expect that cold front to continue to come down to the south here. So Alabama looks pretty different here if you go to the southeastern portions of the state versus to the north side near Huntsville or over into Tennessee where you have much of the actual cold front being at. Now this weekend, if you're going to be going to Monroe, Louisiana here, actually looks pretty chilly there, so you might need that jacket Saturday, Sunday, at least through Monday until we have those conditions clearing up here in Louisiana, of course. But Elizabeth, I don't know about you, but that looks really cold to me there, Monday in Louisiana.
Yeah, 30 degrees is not very ideal, but we do have places that feel like even colder than 30 degrees right now. It feels like -1 in Minneapolis, 3 below in Rapid City, 7 in Billings, and 6 in Bismarck. But it looks beautiful in the southern portion of the country. We got low to mid 60s, at least for the southeast. And then when we head into the southwest, we're seeing those temperatures around 70 degrees on both ends of that. And so when we look ahead at whatever is next, come on. I believe it's next is our, so the radar right now, we do have this front that is, of course, we have been talking about it all night. That is going to move into the southeast over there. That is going to bring showers and storms to the southeast region. But we are watching a low pressure system, which I'll show in just a couple seconds on the future radar, that is going to bring this atmospheric river over into the northeast, and that's going to bring lots of rain with that. But behind this cold front here, high pressure, nice conditions for them. So we'll see this front move off to the southeast, and the low pressure system will bring snow to the northeast. And here is the atmospheric river. Those are the that is the outside of it, and then we'll see more of that heavier rain head into Sunday evening our time. So Sunday afternoon, their time in San Francisco. Lots of heavy rain to be concerned about. So when we look at those rainfall totals, really the main portions of the country that we are concerned about this rainfall forecast is going to be in Northern California, where they're expecting up to 5 inches of rain in some spots. And unfortunately, they just dealt with severe flooding just a few weeks ago from another system that came through. So that is going to bring lots more rain and flooding and possibly more severe events like mudslides or landslides that they will have to be concerned about. So the Weather Prediction Center does have a slight risk for flood potential heading into tomorrow for portions of coastal Northern California there. But then as we head into Sunday, that slight risk will extend all the way down close to Los Angeles. So of course, turn around, don't drown, do not drive in flooded waters, even if you think that your car can handle it, because it probably cannot. Future temperatures, though, we'll see that front move into the area. Again, spot the cold front right there. That'll move into the area. Very cooler conditions up into the north and central part of the country for tonight. And then heading into tomorrow, generally cooler for most of the area. Of course, we're going to be at 74 in Phoenix and 60 in Los Angeles for tomorrow afternoon. And then heading into Sunday morning, we'll see much of the area in this blue shading, or much of the country, excuse me, in this blue shading, lots of 20s on this map over here. And then when we head into Sunday, we'll start to warm up a bit as that front really clears out for the country. And so for weekend forecast for New York, we're seeing some snow potential into Saturday. Highs are sitting pretty chilly in the low 40s for the rest of the weekend. There in Minneapolis, it does look dry, but of course it's going to be very chilly. Only a slight warm up to 39 by Monday. And then of course we have Dallas as well, and they are looking dry there as well. 68 on Monday and 57 on Sunday for them. Salt Lake City is a little cooler, and then we'll see that rain from that system moving on to the coast. That'll bring rain there into Sunday and Monday, and our temperatures will stay in the low to mid 50s. Los Angeles, of course, we have to watch that rain from that system moving on to the shore on Monday. So now we'll have to talk about what's going on this weekend. Of course, we've been talking about this rain, Josh.
Yes, although we won't be feeling an atmospheric river, we'll be feeling conditions similar to that, in the sense that we'll be feeling a good amount of rain, but not as much in Los Angeles than we will get in Tallahassee. So as we go to our airport, we're right now going to see that there's no delays whatsoever, although if we start to take a look on Sunday, I promise you Miami will definitely start to feel the delays of the rain that's going to be coming in as a result of that cold front. And same thing with Los Angeles on Monday. Out of Tallahassee, though, right now we're at really nice conditions. 64. We do have some rain, but it's not going to have a big impact on the airport overall. We shouldn't have too many delays, if any. And then going into tonight, we will have delays, but it won't be very long. And even if we do, it's not going to be more than like 5 or 10 minutes, because these planes can get through a good amount, can get through light rain, which we should be able to manage and handle nicely. In the morning, that rain will still be sticking around, but the delays won't be. And then going into Saturday, if you're driving out, it's going to be a little bit slippery, but will mainly be in the 60s nonetheless. It'll be very nice, although if you're driving southward for any of the softball games, you're going to want to take it nice and slow, because you will see heavier rain, especially for Sunday's game, because the rain will be there and present. So number 5 FSU versus number 4 Georgia. Rain will be coming, but it won't be as heavy as you will see later on. We'll be getting lighter amounts of rain throughout the morning, but it'll get heavier as you leave the game. On Saturday against Butler, for baseball at Dick Howser Stadium, we'll be feeling that same rain again, but it will also be light. So just make sure to have that umbrella and that jacket. And if you're going to church on Sunday, it will be nice. It'll be cloudy, but you won't have to worry about rain. You'll be good to go in your nice dress blues. And then for Butler on Sunday, rain will not be in the forecast like we did see for Saturday. And then if you're going out to have a picnic, I recommend going on Sunday, because you won't have to worry about the rain. We will still be feeling clouds, but nonetheless, it'll be feeling nice and comfortable, although just a bit cooler. And then if you're going to the other game against Butler, the rain will be clearing out by then, so you won't have to worry so much, but just remember it'll be slightly cooler, so make sure to bring a nice and light jacket. If you're going into the rest of the weekend, baseball will be the main story, as will the rain for Saturday in Tallahassee. Sunday, however, will be feeling very nice and very comfortable nonetheless, so you won't have to worry so much about the rain that's going to be going on for Saturday, because it won't be as heavy or severe, but you won't have to worry about it if you're going to Los Angeles and even San Francisco, because of the atmospheric river. Speaking of that, what is an atmospheric river?
That's right. So, of course, an atmospheric river is a phenomenon where we tend to have a lot of moisture and water. It comes in out of at least the Central Pacific. Sometimes they call it the Pineapple Express if it comes out of the Hawaii, kind of the Hawaiian region there. And, of course, it can cause a lot of flooding, especially if you're out towards the west coast of the U.S.
Yeah, so I think it's very, very interesting, because we talk about it a lot in Synoptic. And essentially, it's going to be along a cold conveyor belt. No, warm conveyor belt. My apologies. But essentially, it's going to bring in a lot of that moisture from the Pacific. And it's going to go in a good distance inwards, and it'll bring rain, and it can also bring up snow if it has enough lift and gets to the mountains, to where it can provide cooler temperatures to help precipitate and allow it to fall as snow.
That's right. Of course, they're in the Cascades all down to the Sierra Nevadas, of course, where they tend to see a lot of snowfall that can occur. That's actually their freshwater a lot of times where they get there in California. So it's very important they actually get a good snowpack so that whenever it melts, well, I guess coming in a couple of weeks to about a month or so, when they start more of the melting there, at least it can provide a lot of fresh water there. But again, it can cause a lot of dangers there if you're not very careful with the atmospheric river. But Josh, a couple of fun facts about atmospheric rivers here. They form as the subtropical jet stream picks up moisture from like the actual source and steers it up towards the inland.
That's actually really interesting. And also, their source of moisture tends to come from warm tropical Pacific waters near Hawaii. And I actually heard that for some strong atmospheric rivers, they actually call it the Pineapple Express.
Yes, they do. They do call it the Pineapple Express. I believe that because I know the Dole plantations are out in I think what was it, Oahu? I think in Hawaii. But
yeah, it's Oahu.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of pineapples there in Hawaii. But they occur mainly in the winter, but they occur about half of, at least they can occur or occur for much of about half of the rainfall there along the west coast of California there. So again, a lot. It's actually a very important part of their climatology.
Yeah, but speaking of recent atmospheric rivers, we actually did just have one in the Los Angeles area about a week and a half ago, where we had over 475 mudslides that occurred in the Los Angeles metropolitan area.
That's right. Of course, at the height of the event, over 710,000 people were without power. That's quite a bit of people there.
Yeah, and over the two-day course, downtown Los Angeles reported 7.03 inches of rain. Now, to us in Florida, that doesn't seem too bad depending on how much time we're getting, or how much time we're getting that rain over. But Los Angeles, I think, in 2 days, it's not going to feel very great.
That's right. Of course, you generally want to be careful with that because a lot of the times you tend to have a lot of, like urban areas where you have a lot more concrete, asphalt, can potentially cause a lot of issues with at least the urban areas, of course, because the water's not going to be able to drain down into the soil very much. But if we follow me over towards the green screen here, we'll actually take a closer look here at San Francisco, California. Right now, cloudy conditions here brought to us by the Earth Cam here in San Francisco. The San Francisco Bayfront here with the pirate ship right behind my shoulder here. But luckily we can see it, of course, because it's not raining currently there in San Francisco, but it is cloudy, so not very fantastic here. So 56 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here right now out and along the Bayfront. Winds out of the east at 3 right now, so a little bit on the chillier side, at least how it feels outside. Again, 60 right now in Concord, 59 in San Francisco. And if you're up and brave enough to go up to these snowpacks there in in California right now, Lake Tahoe, 40 degrees right now. So just actually above freezing here. And our current dew points are pretty dry here, relatively speaking, although they are kind of close to the dew point. So you might feel a little bit of a mugginess feel in the air, perhaps, especially if you're right along the coast here, along the bay, down through the rest of the west coast here. So a lot of these counties might feel, at least especially along the coastal areas, might feel a tad on the muggier side, at least relatively speaking here. Now here is our good old atmospheric river here, piping in all that moisture in from the central Pacific here. Again, all this hitting the mountains, precipitating, precipitating out in all this water here that's going to fall into the mountains and potentially into the rivers as well. So again, it's actually a good thing to get a lot of rain here, but not this much at one time. That's the only concern, especially when you tend to get what's called a phenomena that's called training, where you tend to get one after another rain in the same spot. But here, along at least local radar here in San Francisco, we have scattered showers across the area for the most part. Some of it's actually converting into snow as you make your way over towards the Lake Tahoe region, getting into Nevada here. So if you're near Reno, Lake Tahoe, that whole area, Carson City is where you might perhaps see a couple of flurries out there. But future radar and satellite here, we expect cloudiness to continue, the rain to then come in, snow to really pack up there along the Sierra Nevadas, and then eventually moves out. But then another wave right behind it here on Sunday comes in and brings in another round of some showers and some snow flurries up in the upper elevations too. So we're not done yet after tomorrow here. In our precipitation forecast here, we're going to stay generally around the 1 to maybe 3 to 4 inches mark here, roughly. Again, some locally higher amounts, especially in the upper elevations where you tend to get a lot of training in mountains here, can really bring in a lot of rainfall here. And the Weather Prediction Center does have a slight risk of some flooding here, potentially, especially along the northern California coast. So Fort Bragg, Santa Rosa off to the north here is where you especially could see the best chance of seeing some of that flooding. So again, very, very, very important that you stay up to date here. And for the rest of the forecast here, it looks like we see rain for a while here in San Francisco with those 60s continuing under those rainy conditions here. But Elizabeth, let's take us back home and see what more weather is going on here.
Yeah, so right now we don't have to worry about any atmospheric rivers, but rain is definitely something that we are watching. That has been the main point of our entire show today. But right now, temperatures looking pretty nice. We're in the low to mid 60s, some places in the upper 50s in our southern Georgia counties here, but generally nice outside. But it's those dew points that are really making it feel a lot more heavy in the air. So when our dew point is close to our real temperature, that's when the humidity starts to feel more oppressive, or a lot, really. So we have 54 in Tallahassee and 52 in Bainbridge. So that is very close to our air temperature. And we can give thanks to that cold front that is moving through, that is bringing some light rain over the area right now. Some heavier pockets just north of Thomasville there right now, but fortunately nothing to be concerned about right now, and that'll stay that way. We'll get some generally light rain as we head into the rest of the day on Saturday. That rain will move out of the area. Clouds will stay until Sunday afternoon, but Sunday is looking dry as far as rain goes, so nothing to worry about that. In our rainfall forecast, we will stay pretty light. About a half an inch is forecasted for the Tallahassee area, but seeing greater amounts forecasted as you head into Panama City and down into Cross City as well for the rest of the Big Bend. But so for tonight, we'll see those showers continue to move into the area. Low of 54 degrees, and winds will be from the south-southwest at 4 miles per hour, so bringing more of that moisture into the air. Your Saturday forecast, of course, is not looking too great. Our high will reach 63 around noon tomorrow, but that rain is going to stay throughout the rest of the day, at least until 6 p.m., where we'll be at 57 there. So not the best day to go out during the day, but Saturday night is looking nice. A few clouds will linger on, but no rain to talk about, at least as you head into the nighttime hours on Saturday. Low of 42 and northerly winds, as we see behind a cold front, of 8 miles per hour for Saturday night. And your Sunday patio forecast, if you're working on your Synoptic 2 lab, we'll just put that away right there. We don't want to think about that right now. We'll start at 43 degrees at 8 a.m., but we're only going to warm up to about 54, so it's going to be a cloudy and pretty chilly day for Sunday, so it might be nice to stay inside if you're not a cold weather person. But we'll see that rain linger on through the rest of the day on Saturday, cool off on Sunday and into Monday, but then we'll warm right back up to 74 by Thursday. So, yeah, Josh, there's your 7-day forecast.
Yes. And although I'm not thrilled about the rain, at least it allows me time tomorrow to stay in and study, because I really need to study for the exams that are coming up.
Yes, of course. It's always nice to take a weekend to relax. I feel like we've been go, go, go at least the past few weeks, so it'll be nice to stay inside tomorrow. At least that's what I am planning to do.
Oh, for sure. I'm planning to do that as well. And even Sunday, just relax and not do anything, because I do agree, we've been doing so much these past first few weeks. I think we all need some time to just relax and breathe.
Yes, absolutely. But behind this cold front are getting some cooler temperatures, and I'm very excited for that. I know me and Aaron talked about how we prefer the cooler temperatures. Do you side with us on this?
Honestly, I do. I do like my warm temperatures, but I'm not ready to go back to the 70s just yet, because I love wearing jeans, and this is the perfect weather to wear jeans.
Yes, of course, and it looks like the groundhog was wrong, at least for the next few days. Spring is not quite here with our lows in the 30s. But make sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather.
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
Yes, and make sure that you're watching us live every night at 6 p.m. on YouTube. We also post all of our past shows.
Also, follow us on Instagram at FSU weather, and don't be afraid to go watch us on TikTok off school campus Wi-Fi. But now we're just going to take a future look at what's happening across the nation. So right now we are seeing that across the nation it's going to get a lot cooler, and it's going to be below freezing in some areas, and then we're actually going to get some rain going to the southeast, mainly in New Orleans, Tallahassee, working our way down into Miami over this Saturday. And then Saturday afternoon, the rain's going to move southward into Orlando, Tampa area, if if I can, oh, there it is. And also we'll have rain working its way into San Francisco. Finally, that rain will be working its way down to South Florida and into Southern California. Los Angeles will be getting the brunt of it. Will be getting the brunt of it Sunday morning, Saturday night, and Miami and Fort Myers will be getting that Sunday afternoon. But overall, it's going to be a rainy weekend in the south, and in the north, it's going to be nice and dry. However, I hope you all have a good weekend, and just no matter what, stay weather aware, and as always, stay safe. Love y'all. Have a good night.